Thanks a lot, Memory, for allowing this to happen. And I would like to thank everybody who is attending today. I always introduce myself by saying that I'm a recovered full-timer. I worked myself in HR for more than 20 years. I held a lot of HR director's position, and then eventually I took the plunge and I set up my own company. So, and it's One Circle. I'm sure you've heard about One Circle. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then later on we're going to speak. I'm going to put in some time so I can do a small demo for you. So One Circle is basically the Uber for HR consulting. We are an online platform that connects businesses directly with HR consultants on demand, so on project basis, and it's completely virtual. So in other words, One Circle is basically the right platform for HR in today's world and given the current dynamics. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. I did prepare some slides, and I would like us to talk a little bit about work and what it actually means to us. I'll do that right now. So mainly the subject of our discussion today is, given the current dynamics that we are in and the way that the whole world is moving, what would be the trends that we are, as HR professionals, that we are facing in this year and beyond? And this takes us one step back to think, okay, so what is it exactly? What is work? And why do we actually work? And I always ask myself this, because that was the main reason why eventually I've decided to let go of the corporate world and then go on my own. And lots of people answer this by saying, okay, so we do work because we want to make that extra money. But also, the main reason, ideally, should be, it's because it gives us satisfaction. And a lot of people sometimes forget that. But then when we look at how the world is progressing from one industrial revolution to the next, and today we say we are in the fourth industrial revolution. I think with the current pandemic, maybe we are in the fifth, and we're going to go into the sixth industrial revolution very quickly. But now we are in the age of driverless cars and virtual living and virtual working, and then we think, are we really ready? Are we still holding on to the concept of work the way that it used to be, whether we are a business or we are a professional ourselves? Or have we really separated and then disengaged of that old way of working and are starting to adopt the new way of working? When we think about the future of work, we think about access to talent. And access to talent that is available everywhere gives us better access to equality and inclusion. So there doesn't really matter where the talent is based anymore. What matters is that their level of skill and the level of professionalism, and then the trust that we can put in them. So this new way of working helps us out because it gives us access to intelligent technology. And intelligent technology is there in the form of AI, etc., and robotics to help us as humans to save our time. And when we say save our time, it's because we will start to think and work smarter, and we use this innovation in order to create disruption. Now, some interesting facts is that a lot of businesses have increased their investments in AI, and these are old numbers. So what I mean by that is this is 2017 numbers, so this is way before the pandemic. So they've increased their investments in AI by 60%, but they are only thinking about investing in their people by 3%, which means there's going to be a big gap when it comes to skills. And this is where our discussion revolves around. We will use technology to help us, but as well, we need to upskill and we need to reskill ourselves, and we need to go virtual. Because today, when I go back to my earlier question around what is it exactly that work means to us, now you can start imagining a world where you have more time on your hands to do whatever you want, but as well to find the right projects that you are really passionate about and work on them. And that's what will give you a level of satisfaction. And this is where the open talent models that are going mainstream today, this is where they're going to help us. What do I mean by open talent models? Open talent models is exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about One Circle HR. And this is basically having talent from anywhere around the world that is accessible to businesses as well from anywhere around the world. That's basically what we used to call a few months back the alternative workforce. What I mean by that is we used to call freelancers and contractors, independent contractors or independent consultants, etc. We used to call them the alternative workforce. What we mean by that is we bring them in whenever we actually need them, or when somebody goes on leave or somebody does not have the internal skills, etc., etc. So we use them alternatively. Today, the whole concept is actually changing from it being the alternative workforce to becoming the actual workforce itself. And a typical example is what we are living in today when everybody is working from home. Because we are the workforce and we are working all virtually. This enables businesses actually to build networks and to build a network talent ecosystem. What I mean by that is, as a business, today, when I leverage on the open talent markets, I'll be able to build a network talent in my own business that consists of full-timers, that consists of contractors or freelancers or independent consultants, etc., that can work together in harmony. But what is important is that, for me, I bring them in as and when I need them to work on a specific project. So the challenge here is that we need to pivot our way of thinking as HR. Because when this happens, us as HR professionals, our talent pool becomes a global talent pool. Because now we need to think that I'm not restricted in terms of geography of where I get talent from to support my business or my business strategy. I can have access to talent that is anywhere around the world, but I need to ensure that I need to attract them and engage them, and I have access to the best specialized talent. As a business or as an HR professional as well, this requires an open talent mindset, because there's a big shift in the fundamental understanding of exactly how work is done. What I mean by that is now we need to start thinking about getting the work done regardless of the location. And what is more important is that we ensure that we bring in the right level of expertise and specialized expertise on each and every project to ensure that we deliver on the business strategy. So today, as a business, as HR people, we don't own the talent anymore. We actually borrow this talent. And instead of having exclusive access to specialized skills, today we should be more focused on building a community of specialized people around us to support our business. So, and in this manner, whether we're independent professionals or whether we are HR in senior leadership positions within an organization, what is it exactly that the business is looking for? Today, businesses are looking for access to specialized talent that is fairly priced with great quality, that is flexible. So what I mean by that is you'll be able to bring in that talent as and when needed quickly. So they are more of a plug and play because they already know their thing, and in a sustainable manner. So I'll be able to bring them over because I can afford them and I can sustain my business accordingly. So the challenge here is that businesses need to adapt. So we need a change in the mindset and we need to adapt to this new way of working. And the major part that we need to adapt to is basically today, it's not about rigid roles anymore and job descriptions. It's more about the flexibility of the skill sets. Excuse me?
Yes,
Memory? Okay, so I'll carry on. So today we are not looking at roles anymore and job descriptions, etc. Today we are more looking at into the organization. So from a business perspective, we are looking to innovate and to problem solve, more bringing in for a specific project. And we need to access critical skills flexibly. But from a professional perspective,
we can't say by the phone.
Memory, we can hear you.
These are the minimums, but the company is doing a lot.
Memory, we can hear you. Okay. So from a professional perspective, us as HR professionals, what is important is that we need to start thinking about the flexibility. So today, we have people who are in the HR profession that think about having a role or a long-term project. Whereas moving forward, we need to start thinking, how am I going to promote my level of skills? How can I be more flexible? How will this help me to manage my own life? And how will this give me opportunities to learn and to grow? So there is a secret here that will help us out as HR professionals if we're going to go onto this journey. And the secret is actually very simple. And a lot of businesses today that are in the platform economy actually use it. And this is that we need to start building up a level of trust in our profile and in our online presence. So for us to work in this new open talent economy, we need to create an online profile for us that projects a certain level of trust. And trust today is becoming an even more powerful currency than it used to be in the past. And this is where the challenges of platforms like OneCircle come into play. It's a technology platform that helps businesses to access organizations, consultants, to work with them on project basis. But for businesses to take this trust leap into a platform like OneCircle, a platform like OneCircle would require its own consultants to act in that same manner. So the shift to this whole new world of flexibility and a new way of working needs to be intentional. We need to decide that today is the day that we will start being more flexible, and we can work with any organization that is based anywhere around the world. This is where I would like to tell you that this is the new world, right? And I would like to welcome you to One Circle, because for us, it was perfect timing to go live in the current situation. And we provide the access to the consultants, but at the same time, our struggle is to build up that level of knowledge with organizations that a platform like this do exist. So our vision basically is to change the way we do work, and especially for HR consultants. We are here to connect consultants and HR consultants with businesses, and we would like to do that in the best way possible and provide that flexibility to both parties. I'm going to stop my share now, and then I'm going to come back to you. So in an open talent economy, our skills become more important than our previous experience. Usually we used to, in the older days, which was a couple of months ago actually, we used to say that these are the roles that I've been working in. And I've been in this organization for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And usually the longer it is, the more we feel that we are confident enough to approach the next level. Today, things are changing, and it's going to continue changing in this direction. It's going to be, what are the projects that we have worked on, in which industries, and how many are those? So it's a different way of thinking. We will be able, the more projects that we work on, the value that we bring in terms of flexibility to organizations and of freshness of thought will be invaluable. And this is what businesses are looking for today. Businesses today are looking for creativity. They are looking for innovation. And when we think about innovation, what could be a best way that whenever a business has a project, to bring in that specialized talent from the outside that have a different view on things. And this is where the value for HR professionals comes with a platform like One Circle. I will show you the One Circle platform. So I'm going to share my screen again with you, just to give you an idea of, from a user experience, how easy we've made it for both the business and from an HR consultant or an HR professional. So One Circle basically has gone live 3 months ago, less than 3 months ago. So far, we have more than 250 consultants that have signed up, and they are from 38 different countries. Our consultants are split into 3/3 actually. 1/3 of them are full-timers. So they are already working in a business or in an organization, but at the same time, they wanted to have a side gig to earn extra money or to work on exciting projects. The other third are HR consultants who have their own independent consulting companies, and they wanted to leverage on a platform like One Circle to get more of a stream of clients. And the third one is basically freelancers, completely freelancers, or previous full-timers who have gone into retirement and they still want to get engaged on projects, and they still want to earn. This is the One Circle website. It's onecirclehr.com. You can scroll through it in order to see. There are some videos here that would explain a bit about it, but as well, we made sure to explain on the website that we actually cover all areas within HR across the employee experience lifecycle. This is where we feature our projects, and this is where we feature our consultants. Of course, if you want to learn more about each and every consultant, you need to actually sign up as a company. We do a bit of a personality profiling in order for clients to get to know a little bit more about the personality of the consultant that they're dealing with. And hence, this is why you see those small icons, because they are indicative of their own way of working. I'm going to go up and I'm going to show you how you can sign up to One Circle. So I'm going to log in. Joining One Circle can actually, you can join One Circle either as a consultant or as a company. There are two types of signups. If you are an independent HR professional or an HR professional who would like to work on projects, then you need to join us as a consultant. And if you are an HR director or a CEO within a company, and you would like to use One Circle to reach out to consultants to work on projects, then you can sign up as a company. Given the current situation, and then knowing that a lot of small to medium-sized businesses are actually struggling, and we wanted to help, so we opened up One Circle platform for sign up for both consultants and companies at no cost. So there is no cost to engage on the One Circle platform. I'm going to log in as a consultant just to show you the interface. This is me. So every consultant, after they sign up, they will have their own dashboard where they'll be able to track their favorite projects. They'll be able to see their projects that they are working on or the projects that they have completed. This is, for example, one of the projects that was completed through the platform. Given that I'm signed up as a consultant, I can see that I had worked on a project. I've got a kudos because I've done a good job. And this is the project that I worked on. That was my interface. And I can see that I worked on the design of a bonus scheme. I had accepted the terms of the engagement. I did communicate with the company, which is the client at the time. And in this particular situation, I did exchange some documents. Those were the milestones that we had agreed on, and the amount for each milestone that the company has agreed to pay me as a consultant. And I had submitted all of my documents. So on One Circle, the client can actually post a project, and I'll show you now how, and can break that project up to 4 milestones. And one of the features of the platform is that we offer escrow payment services. What I mean by that is, as a client, I can engage with a consultant on the One Circle platform and negotiate directly with them their fee. And once we agree and we agree on the engagement, which means we agree on the amount and on the timeline and on the number of milestones, the client pays the fee of the consultant in full. And we, as One Circle, along with our third-party pay partner, we hold the funds in escrow until the consultant delivers on the project or on the milestone. and only then we will release that amount to the consultant. The good thing in here is that if you remember what I spoke about trust, it establishes a certain level of trust between the consultant and the client, that a third party is actually holding that money. So the consultant knows and get notified that the client has funded the project. So the consultant can work on the project knowing that the money is safe. The client as well knows that the money will only be released once the client gets the project delivered up to their expectations. And this is where One Circle works hard to establish this level of trust between two parties. Now, the great news that I want to share with you is that One Circle is a global platform, which means projects are actually accepted from anywhere around the world. And lately we had a project that was posted by a company that is Dubai based. The fees were in US dollar. They have chosen and agreed with a consultant that was based in South Africa. The consultant worked on the project, delivered the project, and the client had already funded the project and paid the consultant in US dollars. So it's a great way to connect both worlds. A world that has a lot of potential and great level of skills, and a world where they are they have big projects and they are very cost conscious and they want access to great skills. And this is where One Circle comes into play. I'm going to log out now and I'm going to show you the same interface that a client can have. So if a client registers, or a company basically, if a company registers on One Circle, they will have a very similar dashboard as that of the consultant, which means they will also be able to track their projects, and they will be able to check out the notifications of who submitted proposals for those projects, but as well, they'll be able to create a project. And this is where the client sign up and they post a project, which means, for example, my project could be to draft a bonus scheme, and I want this to be finished in 5 days. I can provide them with support. I need somebody who is basically in total rewards, etc., etc. And I'm gonna pay them in US dollars, for example, because, or in pounds, or in ZAR, etc. And I'm gonna write a brief, and then as simple as that, I will just publish my project as a company. I will show you one of the projects that are here on the platform. As a company, once I publish my project, anybody who's on the platform, if I tag that project as public, can motivate for that. So for example, if you are an HR professional, you are a member of One Circle, you signed up as a consultant, you'll be able to see that project and motivate for it. Whereas well, a client will be able to shortlist consultants and will be able to invite them to motivate for their project if they think that this is the right consultant to engage with. This is how the client will be able to see the profile of the consultant. They will read the overview. They can see the areas of expertise and the level of skills, the industry, the companies that the person has worked with, the total years of experience, etc. A bit about the personality profiling of the consultant, the languages, and if the consultant had worked on any projects or has any projects on the go, just to assess their level of busyness, basically. We do provide as well the possibility for consultants to post videos to tell the clients a little bit about themselves. And a lot of consultants choose that option. Other consultants choose not to post videos about themselves, but we do encourage them basically. And yeah, this is it from my side. So I consider ourselves lucky that we went live at this point in time in order to assist HR professionals to do projects that are available worldwide. So we always think that we are helping open those doors of opportunities for access to projects, but as well to help businesses to work flexibly, to manage their costs, to be able to upscale their business and their teams, and then augment their workforce as and when they need to without having the long-term commitment. So this is it from my side. We're very happy that we've created a lot of momentum so far. In the last 3 months since we went live, we had 7 mentions in the Forbes magazine as basically the only freelance platform for HR consultants. And yeah, we are very proud of this. So I don't know how, if Memory would like to open the floor for questions now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Emma. I think we can open the platform for questions. I'll allow participants, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask questions. Any questions? Yeah, maybe while they're looking for questions, I think the issue that I've learned here is but I do know that you started this project before the coronavirus, so you almost projected what was going to happen. So everyone is going digital, and this is an opportunity for people in HR to network and basically be able to deliver work from anywhere in the world, as long as they've got the expertise. I think for the HR people, the lesson here is that here is an opportunity for you to earn a side income if you've got the expertise. And this side income can be earned while you're working for wherever you're working, because it's all going to be delivered in a digital way. What you need to is to just register with one circle, and you start earning money. And more importantly for Zimbabwe is that the money is in foreign currency, which is really in short supply. For those that have got the skills, this is really a platform for you to. That's why we allowed Emma to talk to give you this presentation, because we work with Emma on a number of issues. So we are almost in partnership with her. So, but it also gives you an opportunity for HR professionals to earn income and also develop their own skills as they are actually delivering on these particular projects. So I'll allow people to ask questions. If you don't want to ask questions directly, you can put on the chat room, and I'll ask those questions for you. Yeah. If there are no questions, I'm sure you presented it very clearly, Emma. So I don't think we should force them to ask questions. If there are no questions, I would like to thank you very much for this presentation. I hope to engage you more as we go. And what I was talking with Emma before, we are going to feature them on our HR.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to comment, Mr. Ngoy.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to thank you so much for linking us to this platform. We really appreciate the initiative that Emma has taken. It's quite innovative, and it goes hand in hand with the times that we are in. But the most unfortunate thing is that we're still stuck with contracts that are not allowing us to do side jobs, etc., etc. It's going to be a long way to go, but we need a lot of sensitization to our organization so that we go flex working. We should be able to get satisfaction at work as a result of us maybe earning the forex that we're talking about from these side jobs, and also sharing our skills that we have accrued over years of service. Thank you.
Yeah, I think just thank you, Ungwe, and I think the issue is maybe in future when you are then negotiating your contracts, you as an expert, you must be able to be allowed to give other services to other people as a consultant. I do know people who are actually about such kind of contracts. It's just a wake-up call maybe for us to be able to have that kind of clause in your contract where you're allowed to provide the consultant services as long as it's not in competition with your employer. I think that's the right way to go. Okay.
If you allow me, Mamadi, one
yes.
thing is that businesses themselves, they're going to start leveraging on talent and open talent models and flexible freelancers. So very soon, the businesses that we are in, they are going to start using those platforms, and they will start understanding that they cannot control it, and they cannot control their own talent internally. So it's a journey, exactly as was mentioned. It's a journey that the businesses as well need to go through, and then hopefully it will get fast tracked from what we are seeing and what's happening today.
Thank you very much, Emma. I think I think there is a question that I want to ask you here, which is. From say the COVID-19 has brought unprecedented disruption in terms of workflow of some jobs, such as that of receptionist or office administrator. In some companies, these personnel have been sent back home on leave during lockdown. In terms of talent management models and software, how does an organization manage these individuals to make them more productive since they are the face of the organization? Yes, Emma?
Okay, so this is where there is that fine line between taking the organization on a transformation journey towards remote work, whether remote work is allowed or whether it's hybrid or whether it's full on remote. Okay, and if a company and a business wants to go on to full on remote, so by getting all of their people to work remotely, there's a lot of foundational work that needs to be done, whether on leadership, whether on learning and development, whether on culture, on engagement, whether on everything basically. And this is where actually, Mamadi, we were speaking about this before we start with the discussion, is that One Circle helped the South Africa Board for People Practice to put a remote work framework together in order to help businesses in South Africa to manage this transition. So the answer to this question is that it's not a straightforward answer. Keeping them productive means that we need to ensure that we engage them on projects, and we manage the whole transition to remote differently. There needs to be a mindset change at the leadership level and at the management level. But as well, we need to ensure that the employees are taking ownership and then they're taking responsibility, and they are working on building that level of trust. So let's not forget for once that both the business and the individuals are figuring out this new way of working. And in order for it to work perfectly, both need to work on building that level of trust from both sides. The business letting go of control and of attendance and of measuring people's impact through them being in their seats, and the individuals taking more ownership and working to deliver projects regardless of their situation, of kids at home, connection is not working, etc., because they are trying to build that level of trust. So it's a two-way thing. And this is where you need to engage with the specialists. This is where a platform like One Circle gives us access to consultants as well that are specialized. So we do have specialized consultants that in remote work that can help businesses throughout this transition. I hope I answered the question, but I didn't make it very complicated.
That's fine. I think you did. I would like to thank you very much, Emma. I know you've got another engagement. So otherwise, thank you very much for agreeing to be on this platform. we hope to engage you again in the future to talk about other issues in Asia. We thought that at this stage, we should just probably have a session where people can see what other people are doing wherever they are in terms of the digital world, given the coronavirus that came and affected the whole global population. So it's not only in Africa, but across the globe. So thank you very much for sharing. I hope people will go and visit One Circle and we take it forward from there. Thank you very much, Emma. And also,
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to everyone.
Thank you to the participants as well. Thank you very much. Mr. Mshore there, thank you very much. Okay, thank you.